I went on a business trip, leaving my wife at home with our daughter. As soon as I left, my wife went out to spend the night with her lover, leaving our daughter alone. She turned off her phone and didn't respond to any calls. Then I received a call from the hospital. My daughter was in critical condition and needed a blood donation. I ended my trip early and rushed back, but when I arrived, it was already too late. My wife's betrayal led to a heartbreaking end. The story begins with Jack, a hardworking IT consultant from Chicago, speaking directly to the audience. He explains how his demanding job often requires him to travel, leaving his wife, Emily, and their 6-year-old daughter, Lily, at home. Jack's deep love for his family is clear, as he shares how he works tirelessly to give them the best life possible. However, he also mentions a growing feeling that something hasn't been right with Emily lately. She's become distant, distracted, and less affectionate. Assuming it's just stress from parenting and running the household, Jack chooses to focus on his trip. As Jack finishes setting the scene, his tone turns serious. He looks directly into the camera and asks a haunting question. What happens when you trust someone so completely, only for them to destroy your world in a way you never imagined? This question lingers, drawing the audience into a tale of betrayal, heartache, and irreversible tragedy. Jack shifts from his serious introduction to reflect on the life he shared with Emily and Lily. He recalls warm moments with Lily, a curious and playful 6-year-old who loved spending time with her dad. From bedtime stories to weekend visits to the park in their suburban Chicago neighborhood, Jack describes how Lily was the light of his life. Her laughter brought happiness to their home. He emphasizes that being a father was the most rewarding part of his life, and he always tried to balance his job with meaningful time at home. Jack then explains the reason for his latest business trip, a crucial meeting in New York City. He says it wasn't just another job requirement, but a big opportunity that could help provide a better future for his family. Before leaving, Jack made sure everything at home was ready, from preparing Lily's favorite meals to giving Emily a detailed daily schedule. He completely trusted Emily to manage things while he was away, just as she had done before. Still, Jack admits he noticed something unusual about Emily in the days before he left. She seemed detached and distracted, barely engaging in their usual conversations. When he kissed her goodbye at the door, she gave only a half-hearted smile. Jack remembers how he had dismissed it as exhaustion or stress from running the house, but now he wonders if that lack of emotion was an early warning sign of what was coming. The story then moves to the day Jack left for his trip. After hugging Lily tightly and promising to bring her a souvenir from New York, Jack kissed Emily goodbye. He noticed her cold response but ignored it, reminding her to call or text if anything came up at home. Emily replied with a short, indifferent, "Sure," before going back into the house. Jack drove away, unaware of the storm waiting behind him. As soon as Jack left, Emily's behavior changed completely. She quickly got dressed, choosing a more revealing outfit than usual, and grabbed her purse. She initially contacted a babysitter, probably to make it look like she was being responsible, but canceled at the last minute. She decided instead to leave Lily alone. Emily glanced at the clock, turned off her phone, and left to meet her lover at a downtown Chicago hotel, far from their suburban neighborhood. Back at home, Lily woke from a nap to find the house strangely quiet. Confused and scared, she began calling out for her mom, but got no reply. She picked up the landline and tried calling Emily's cell several times, only to hear it go straight to voicemail. As fear gave way to hunger, Lily decided to help herself. She went into the kitchen to make a snack, but her young age and lack of supervision led to a terrible accident. Whether it was a fall from a stool while reaching for a high shelf, a severe allergic reaction to something she ate by mistake, or a fire from trying to use the stove, the result was catastrophic. Lily was left unconscious or critically injured, her cries unheard, in the empty house. This heart-wrenching moment becomes the turning point that links Jack's rising anxiety during his trip to the devastating climax at the hospital. Jack's carefully built world collapsed during what should have been a regular work dinner in New York. While sitting with his colleagues, his phone buzzed. Expecting a simple update from Emily or Lily, he answers with a smile until his heart sinks upon hearing the voice on the other end. It's an emergency room nurse from a hospital in Chicago. The nurse urgently informs him that Lily has been admitted in critical condition after an accident. At home, they explain that she needs an immediate blood or organ donation and time is running out. Overwhelmed by fear and guilt, Jack doesn't hesitate. He excuses himself from the dinner, barely able to speak, and rushes to book the next flight home. As he waits in the airport, his panic intensifies with each passing second. He frantically calls Emily's number, but each call goes unanswered, sending him into a storm of frustration and confusion. Why wasn't she with Lily? Why wasn't she answering her phone? These questions torment him during the painful journey home. When Jack finally arrives at the hospital, he's met with devastating news. Despite the medical team's best efforts, Lily didn't survive. The weight of the news crushes him, leaving him in shock. He collapses into a chair, his mind overwhelmed by a flood of emotions: grief, guilt, and rage. Jack blames himself for leaving his daughter behind, but his sorrow quickly turns toward Emily. How could she abandon their daughter when she needed her most? Jack's devastation deepens with the mystery of Emily's absence. He's left facing a painful reality. The family he trusted had fallen apart in the most heartbreaking way imaginable. The morning after Lily's tragic death, Emily finally returns home. She walks through the door, her appearance disheveled, a faint scent of perfume and alcohol lingering on her clothes. Completely unaware of the previous night's tragedy, she casually drops her bag on the counter, assuming Jack is still in New York. However, when she sees him sitting quietly at the kitchen table, his face pale and eyes empty with grief, her confident attitude fades. Jack stands and approaches her, his voice shaking with restrained fury. As he asks her where she was, confused and defensive, Emily tries to deflect, mumbling about staying with a friend and needing a break. Jack cuts her off, his voice rising, as he reveals everything: the hospital's call, Lily's condition, and how he rushed back only to arrive too late to save her. Emily freezes, the color draining from her face as she processes his words. When Jack demands to know why she left their daughter alone and why her phone was off, Emily stumbles through weak excuses, saying she didn't think it was a big deal or that she just needed time for herself. But Jack has no interest in her justifications. His sorrow turns to fury as he accuses her of betrayal, not just of their marriage, but of their duty as parents. He tells her that her selfish decisions directly caused their daughter's death, and that nothing she says can ever undo that damage. The confrontation ends with Jack walking away, his mind made up. He tells her he has already filed for divorce and will never forgive her for abandoning their daughter. Emily is left standing, alone in the house, crushed by the consequences of her actions. As Jack leaves to grieve, Lily in peace, this moment becomes the emotional release after the tragedy, revealing the full fallout of Emily's betrayal and Jack's decision to move forward without her. It also reinforces the story's deeper message, the importance of accountability and the devastating cost of selfishness, bringing the story full circle to the themes shared in its opening. As the story nears its end, Jack sits in a quiet moment of reflection, his voice filled with both sorrow and strength. He speaks directly to the audience, sharing how the events of that night changed his life forever. Losing Lily was a pain he never imagined, and Emily's betrayal made it even harder to bear. Jack explains that this tragedy was not caused by just one reckless decision, but by misplaced trust and self-centered priorities. He admits that he still struggles to forgive himself for going on that trip, even though he knows he couldn't have predicted what would happen. He then shifts focus to the lesson he hopes others can learn. He emphasizes the importance of trust, not just in relationships, but in the responsibilities that come with being a parent. He warns against taking loved ones for granted, urging viewers to prioritize family over temporary distractions. Jack's words carry the weight of someone who has lived through unimaginable pain, making his message deeply personal and powerful. In his final moments on screen, Jack looks into the camera with a somber expression, asking the audience one final, poignant question. What would you have done if you were in my shoes? Could you forgive someone who cost you everything? He invites viewers to share their thoughts in the comments, encouraging a conversation about trust, betrayal, and accountability. Jack ends the video by thanking everyone for listening to his story and reminding them to cherish their loved ones every single day. He urges viewers to subscribe to the channel for more true life stories, highlighting the value of learning from the experiences of others. With that, the video ends, leaving the audience with a heavy but powerful reminder about the consequences of selfishness and the fragile bonds of family. Thank you for being part of the story with me. If it touched you, please give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to Narrative Stories. Many of you enjoy these stories, but aren't subscribed yet. By subscribing, you're not just following a channel, you're joining a community that values deep, meaningful storytelling. Let's continue sharing these emotional journeys together. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss the next story.